everybody, my name's Patty. I'm from Block Party Studios, and first of all I want to thank you so much for being part of our block of the month, which is Sweet Tooth by Jaybird Quilts. She does an excellent job with her book, and I think you'll have a wonderful time, well, a good time, making these blocks. You're going to end up with giant hexagons, and they're much easier than they look. The first thing I want to do is to show you that she will always tell you what you need for pieces. And then I'm going to ask you, when you get your two strips of black in your kit, cut all of your triangles out of here. You only need 24, but if you continue to cut them all out, then you have them for when you need them later. And I'll show you how to cut that in just a minute. And then these are half hexies. So those are the pieces that you will need, and I'm going to show you how to cut those right now. We're going to use this Hexie and More ruler. We're not going to use the other ruler. If you have it, that's wonderful. Go ahead and use it. She explains how to use it in the book. But what I discovered was I can use this, and I don't have to buy two rulers. The first thing we have to do is we have to make triangles. So I took down here at the bottom, and it's marked 2.5 inch triangle. I taped it, and that's what I'm going to use to make my triangles. My triangles are other colors, but we're going to make it on the black. You're going to lay the ruler down, going to line up that top line, and then you're going to cut, and save this. And there is your first triangle. Just turn the ruler over, and you don't have to move your strip at all. And just continue cutting. And those are your triangles that you'll need to make your jewel into another triangle. And once again, you just keep turning and cutting. And yes, you can cut more than one at a time when you do this, but you're always going to have this nice little triangle with a little flat piece, which helps you when you're lining things up to put that little piece right there together and then sew. So that's the triangles. Now we need to cut the hexies, and that's basically what this ruler was made for, was for cutting hexies and half hexies. And we're going to make a half hexie, and this line goes across the bottom of the ruler, and then I have taped the 4.5 hexagon or half hexagon, and I'm going to take my piece of fabric, and I'm going to lay the long side along the bottom, and then this should be even with the top. First I'm going to just cut straight and leave that piece of fabric right there, and then I'm going to trim off this little tail. Now this side's not right. Well, all I have to do is flip this over, put the ruler back on, once again do this part first, then cut off your little tail or ear or whatever you want to call it. So you've got one of those. Let's watch how we do the second one. I'm not going to move this. I moved it over, obviously, but save this, save this. So now I'm just going to turn the ruler upside down and lay that, line it all up, slice, trim, flip, and trim. So now I have two of those. They're the same size. They're all ready to go. Now I told you to save all these little pieces that came off the ends, and this is why. I took the pieces. I'm very visual, and a lot of quilters are. And I had to be able to see what colors I was putting together with my quilt. So I took my little scraps, stapled them together, and then marked them with A, B, C, D, and E. In this case, this time you're going to use A and B together along with this E, and then you also make one with the C and D and the E. So that's what I found that made it easy to keep track of what color my fabrics were. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a jewel. And a jewel is this shape right here. And it kind of looks like a diamond jewel. And what we need to do with that is we need to first take one of our hexagons. We're going to lay it down here. I'm looking at it upside down. And then we're going to put a triangle. And then this will be our next hexagon. So that you see kind of how the jewel size is right there. When you are making your blocks this month, these two will be the same, and this will be different. And then you'll have another one that has the lighter blue, let's say, and the red. So you're going to take this, you're going to put this piece over here, and stitch right here, 1/4 of an inch, and then open that up. And then you're going to take this piece, put that on top, and stitch. And there's your jewel. I found it was much easier to have all these stacked on top of each other so that I knew where I was going instead of trying to find pieces all over the table. When I'm done with this piece, and let me turn it this way so that you can see that jewel a little bit better, then I'm going to add my 2 little black triangles at the end to make a bigger triangle. These bigger triangles are the triangles that you're going to sew together to make this hexagon. Do 3 and 3 and then sew that together. Now I found it was much easier to press the seams open because then they were flatter, especially on these seams here and here. I don't think it matters too much when you're making all of these seams. I think it's whichever direction you'd like for them to go. But these work much better if you have them open. Watch out right here. There's a lot of fabric in there. You're making all of these 6 pieces go into that little spot there. So it might pooch up just a little bit. Use your steam iron and press it out a little bit, and I think it'll work for you. So to repeat, we're making these 2 wonderful blocks. Make the first one first, then go and make the second one. And they just work. That's what I found worked better. Make a little cheat sheet, so to speak, of what your colors are. Cut your 2.5 inch triangles from the bottom of your hex and more ruler, and cut your half hexies from here. Have fun. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Bye.